What up, what up? It's your boy Roulette Delgato across the street.
I'm back like I never left. Let me take a seat on my throne. Every year it's the same dude, new updates like iPhone. Fake friends been big mad and let bygones be bygones. Lights out is lights out and wake up in new time zones. Got a small circle but the buzz getting bigger. Say goodbye to the drugs and the liquor. Whole team sitting down at the table, everybody got a plate and we all eat.
What is good? I'm here with the king, Roulette Delgato.
What's up, brother?
Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a little bit of time getting you on the show, but I'm glad we finally got you.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad to.
Brought you a gift. If you watch the show enough, I do bring everybody a gift.
I appreciate it, bro.
Stopped in it. Mr. Jefferson.
That's the homie, too. That's like big bro, so I appreciate this, man. For sure.
Thanks for joining me out here again today. Where are we at?
So right now, we're on the corner of Holiday and Grand. This is kind of like I guess a central part of Portland. I mean, this is I wouldn't say this is a historic motel, but I mean, it's historic for crack and prostitutes and shit like that.
I was just telling him in the 10 minutes I stood out here, I watched a bike transaction go down.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot.
So how you been otherwise? Anything?
Man, you know what, bro? I've been blessed. I've been good. Just moving and grooving, doing the music, grinding, modeling. I mean, the list goes on.
I saw you were in New York recently.
Yes, yes.
That looked like a very fun trip.
It was amazing, man. It was New York Fashion Week, which happens twice a year, I believe. But I did it back in February, and then I did it again September. And February, I walked for Candace Christian, who's a plus-size designer. And then this time, I walked for the King Collection, which is like a brother brand of the Queen Collection. So it was amazing, man. It's just always good doing different things and trying to diversify like my talents and stuff like that. It was a great trip. The whole squad came. I shot a music video, 2 music videos actually, me and Kayla Wildcard, and then I shot the video for my new single, The Mayor, which comes out soon. So it's been good.
The photographs you shared, mile-long smiles in every single one. You looked really happy. You look really happy.
Bro, you know what's crazy is when I'm traveling, that's when I'm the happiest because seeing places I've never been. For example, when I first went to Canada back in 2015, I had recently came out, and so I was dealing with a depression a lot. And this label found me out of Canada and was like, man, just come up here and we can make something happen. And we had talked for a couple of months, and I exchanged beats, and I sent hooks up there and songs and stuff. So finally got my passport and went to Canada. And I mean, it was like a whole new level of happiness because I found this new family and this new environment, and everything was just so bright and smiles and happiness, and it was amazing. So, but yeah, when I travel, that's just when I'm just in my zone.
Was that time you speak of, is that after you came back from Atlanta?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So you were roughly 26, 27, 28, right around
28.
there?
I was 28, yeah. And then, 28 when I came out in 2014, and then 29 when I first went to Canada.
I did watch the divorce court episode just because you're so infamous for it or whatever. If I'm being perfectly honest, I've never been a part of a friend coming out. And it was a little emotional for me watching it.
Oh, man.
So consider you a friend, and it looked like a tough moment, man.
It was very tough, man, because the biggest part, I like to say that it was the best day of my life, but also one of the worst days of my life because I felt like I didn't know how people were gonna react to that and perceive that. And so I knew that my real friends and family would be okay and accepting, but I also knew that there were gonna be people who were homophobic who would not accept it, and that's exactly what happened. And when I'm doing a lot of shows sometimes, I talk about how the Portland rap community turned their backs on me, and I feel like sometimes that can be very generalized, and I'm grouping a lot of people in that, when in reality, it was just certain people, you know, so it wasn't the whole rap community. It was certain people who I worked with before were kind of like, oh, we're not working with him no more. We don't want to associate with the gay dude. So it was hurtful, man. And, I mean, I don't share this a lot, but, like, I spent a lot of nights, like, just in tears because I'm like, damn, like, this is, like, my bro, like, somebody I really rock with and look up to, and now they don't take my phone calls. They don't call me. The invites stopped coming. And it was just really hard for me, man, very depressing. I hid under a rock for like 4 months.
I'm glad you kind of touched on that because that was the one question I had about all the ordeal is not really much about the coming out. I know how brave that must have been. but the months following that.
Right.
Like, I mean, like where you're now walking around as the poster child of look at me, this is what I said, this is who I am, and that's when this is what you're talking about, those roles of people kind of in and out of your life.
I definitely spent a lot of time wondering and questioning how I was going to continue to pursue my music, and who would support that, who would accept me and who I am. But also, my music was in like a space where people thought I can't say certain things or talk about certain things, but I grew up in the streets. Like, my family's is pimps, players, drug dealers, scammers, like, you know what I mean? The sisters in and out of jail, you know, dad in and out of jail, mom in and out of prison. Like, I was born in prison, bro. Like, my life, people expected me to be so hard, and so my first couple projects, like my album, The Antidote, came out in 2009, and it was full of just hardcore street rap, right? But that's what I grew up watching. You know what I mean? That's what I saw that coming up, so that's what I wanted to portray in my music. Right. But then it came to a point where after I came out, and I spent that couple of months under a rock and just sad trying to figure out what I was going to do. And, you know, my mom, bless her heart, you know, she was just like, you spent all this time building a fan base in Portland, and now you're free to be yourself. You can't just quit music and let that go. Now you have to talk to the people who are just like you. That don't mean you got to talk necessarily to just the gay people, but them foster kids who don't know if they're ever going to make it home or not. The kids who are being abused all the time. I mean, the list goes on and on. The runaways, the rebellion. So what are you going to do now? And the question just lingered with me, and I just said, you know what? It's time to just fully be myself, from the way I dress to my music and how I talk. And it literally was just like a light bulb came on, and I got to start diving into my fashion and how I want to dress and what I want to do, and like my music changed. I can say what I want without feeling bad about, you know, about who's going to react to it or not. And then it just became so authentic that more people now support me in my real shell than what I was doing back then. Of course, you got people say, "Oh, we want old school Gato with the, you know, fofo and the backflip and the dun." And I'm like, nah, man. That, I mean, you know, that was me, but you know, that's an old version of me, man. Like, this is the real me. So, and it feels good, bro. It feels damn good.
I'm proud to know you as the roulette that you are today. So I'm glad that you are who you are today, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. Zach Olson, another guy that's on my radar.
Yeah, got a great bro.
Got a good relationship working with him, and he's done some amazing work lately for you guys.
Oh man!
Between the bus and bat, you know, come on. I mean, you guys killed it there with the dancing.
Yeah.
Man, what's next? I mean, we got the project, of course, that's going to come out of New York. It looks like a couple videos.
Yep. Definitely shout out to Zach Olson. That's literally like little bro. I mean, he traveled all the way to New York with me in the squad. We did Bustin' Back. And then we did my new single, The Mayor. And shout out to Carlos Ortiz, too, my other bro. He's a crazy choreographer. I mean, dude is out of Atlanta. He's from New York, but via Atlanta, he's worked with Sierra. He's worked with, Elliot. I mean, some of the top choreographers. Wow. And he's really, like, done some amazing things.
How'd you guys link? How'd that link get together?
I met him through Kelsey, who's another amazing figure out here in the hip-hop scene. She's an amazing dancer and choreographer as well. So she linked us up, and it's just been like history ever since, you know what I mean? So he choreographed Bustin' Back, he choreographed The Mayor. And The Mayor, that video, we shot it in New York and here in Portland, but basically it's just about me. So the song itself is like a love song, right? Mm-hmm. And it basically talks about how if somebody was with me, I can show you the finer things. Like, okay, the last dude wasn't shit. Now you got a dude who's gonna show you something different, right? But the video itself, it shows you like, you know, elevation, and it shows you like, okay, we in New York doing all these great things, and then you see my billboard in there. There's a couple things happening with the billboard. I don't want to give it away, but like it's just some really dope concepts, and we really switch it up a little bit, and we it's just a masterpiece, man. And so my next one is called Flights, and that's featuring my artist Glam Doll and my bro Just Wild, and it's next level. Like each video we're trying to step it up even more. So there's choreography in that too. And I mean, I don't know if people know this, but choreography is something that I've added to my repertoire now. Like,
No, you're one of the few people around town in the last couple of years that's even added it.
yeah.
So keep that up. I think that's great.
I've always wanted to, man. I look up to people like Missy Elliott and people like Heavy D and
Oh.
people who, you know, were bigger in stature but still had the moves. Like, I could always dance. My sisters taught me how to dance, right? But I was always so embarrassed about it. I didn't want to like, I didn't want to be like, oh, he dances this and that. But that was also a part of my insecurities of being gay. So, you know what I mean? So now that I'm openly free, I can do whatever I want to do.
The last time I saw the man, he was actually you were at Fused practicing dancing. So yeah.
Yeah, man, getting ready for the Mayor video. So.
All right. Oh, cool. So there's separate choreograph for each video? That you
Oh
just
yeah.
did?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
way to go. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exciting.
It's insane, man. It's been a crazy journey, but I feel like right now I'm living my best moments. The only thing I regret is coming out so late because I feel like I missed so many years of happiness. But at the end of the day, I came out when I was supposed to, right? And I was able to make these changes just in time for my career to really flourish. You know, like people see the billboard downtown and they message me and call, oh, I saw your face on the billboard and this and that. And it's one of the biggest billboards in Portland that's ever been graced by a local artist. You know what I mean? And so for me, it wasn't about like, look what I've done. Look at me. It was more so, let me do something outside of my social media.
There you go.
To get the actual city of Portland to see me and not just my online fan base or supporters online. And so now you got people from all over, wherever they're coming from, crossing the Morrison Bridge, like, yo,
have you got some weird Instagram followers show up on you? Like, you're like, whoa. Yeah.
I had a person, and to me this wasn't even weird, but I had a person from Oakland, California. She messaged me like, hey, I saw your billboard, me and my friend are in town. Do you have a show coming up? And I'm like, I actually got a show in a couple of days, you should come. She came to my show. She was just so hyped to meet me and just see me. And, oh my gosh, like I love your music and, you know, it speaks to me, like I'm bisexual and I love gay men and no, like this whole thing, man. And we're like friends now. So it's crazy that certain things like that can happen, but
one billboard,
you know,
look at that.
One billboard, and it's been up for like 3 months now. So
I'm proud of it. Anytime we have someone new in the car, I'm like, check it out. I know this dude. Check it out. Yeah. Like,
thank you, bro. I appreciate you so much, man.
Yeah.
It's a blessing, honestly, because it's something I really wanted to do. And the biggest thing about that billboard is that it was never supposed to be a publicity stunt. It was more so about doing something different and really showing people that you can elevate and you can be who you are. And, you know, even though people may not agree with your lifestyle or whatnot, you can be who you are and still do major things. You know, I did Moda Center in 2019 in front of 20,000 people, opening for Ice Cube, Genuine, E40, Baby Bash, Zap Band.
You know what? You know, I'll one up that story. You know what you did the day after that? I do. I know what you did the day after that. You came and hang out at the Social Justice Center with a group of about 12 kids and did a free show for us.
Absolutely.
That was more standout to me than the motor. The next day, there you are in front of 12 people giving a free show to some kids.
What's crazy is somebody was like, I can't believe you're here. You just did Moda Center. Why are you here? Like, what do you mean, why am I here? Because this is like where I'm from. Like, what has gotten me to places like that, you know? Like, you don't turn your back on your community and where you come from just because you do something epic. You know what I'm saying?
I wish you guys could see my smile right now. That's a great story.
I was saying, thank you, bro. But
yeah.
I was just saying that with the billboard, the top of it says "The King is back," and there's been some controversy, like, oh, he's trying to say he's the king of Portland and this and that. That perception is I never said I was the king of Portland. What I said was the king is back because I am a king. At the end of the day, ancient Egypt, there were several kings, you know what I'm saying? And for me, I've been a staple out here. I've been an underdog out here, and I've been somebody that people either love or they hate. But if you hate me, it's because your own personal reasons, you know what I mean?
Well, king aside, I just greeted you as the king right as I pulled up.
I appreciate you so much, man, just because I feel like a king, man. Like, I feel like somebody who's definitely opened up new lanes. I've definitely given so much to Portland hip-hop, and I will say that there's been several like awards and things given out like that and people being notarized for certain things, and a lot of times my name don't come up, but at first it would bother me, like, you know what, like, people know me for throwing parties back in the day, being with different labels. I mean, putting out quality content all the time, and being somebody who's like an amazing rapper. Like, I really rap, right?
Yeah.
So people know me for being one of the dopest rappers out of Portland, but still, when these things happen, Roulette Delgato doesn't come up, and it used to bother me, but now it's like, you know what? The reward is things like this. People notarizing me for, you know, like, let me get you on my show. Let me put you on my rap show, or that's what I do it for. Yeah. I do it for the rebellions, the runaways, the black sheep, the people who don't belong. That is Gato Gang. That's hashtag Gato Gang. The people who don't belong and who never felt like they fit anywhere. That's what I represent. That's who we are. We Gato Gang.
That's love. That's love. You know, some of the things we don't do for monetary value in our lives, especially in the Portland hip-hop game, we do for hand claps and daps.
Right.
And there's places we can go and rooms that we can go into where we feel special because of our efforts.
Absolutely.
So whether you're recognized or not, trust me, the other participants in the room, we recognize you.
Right.
I
feel it.
We give you your flowers, for sure.
I definitely feel it, bro. And I think, honestly, lately has been the most flowers I've received in a long time, because so many people, it's just those hand claps and those messages like, bro, I see you. I love what you're doing. I may not, you know, be like you or live your lifestyle, but I mean, to wear that jacket and still push forward and be strong, it says a lot. You know what I mean?
All right, so when do you think you should have came out, Roulette? What was the age? What was the age where I should have just said it then?
High school.
High school?
Or middle school.
Middle school even, all right.
You know, there was a guy in my middle school named Willie who was very flamboyant and openly gay, and I didn't necessarily pick on people, but I was in a crew of people who did pick on him, and I never said anything. I never stopped it. I just laughed along with them. And later on in life, we became really good friends. And after I came out, he found me. He said, "I knew it, bitch. I knew you." And we just laugh about it now. But one day we were drinking, and he just went on this crazy, I wouldn't even say a rant. Like, he was crying, just like, man, like, you have no idea what that did to me back then. Like, how tortured I felt, and how much I wanted to kill myself, and then seeing you finally like live your truth and come out, like, it makes me so happy. And basically I was like, man, honestly, I did not like pick on you like that, but I enjoyed seeing it happen to you because I wanted to be you, and I was jealous of you and what you were doing, and I wish I could have lived my life back
then. That's really big of you to say.
You know what I'm saying? And it's real, bro. So now, you know, we're like the best of friends, and it's just crazy to know that, you know, back then is when I really should have just lived my life. You know, I think things would have been different, but I'm happy that I did when I did, because it feels a lot better.
Oh, that's a good message to anybody out there repressing their sexual orientation. To the man wasted 10 years, it sounds like, of your life.
Man, and you know what? It's not worth it. Yeah. It's miserable. It's misery. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, man. You got to just live your truth, be who you are no matter what, because obviously we live in a world where no matter, look at Lil Nas X. He's living his best life doing him. You got people like Lil Boozy who just want to see him hurt and want to see him not winning, but he's doing better than a lot of different rappers in the industry, and that's because he's being himself, and his music is great. You can't be mad at that.
Yeah, how you mad at it?
You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, you know, live your life and live your truth, be yourself. I mean, it's happiness on the other end, you know what I mean? Like, just be you.
I got a chance to hang out with Zachary Mason, and he shared some really cool videos of you guys. I shared one with him of you guys when you guys were super young. Yeah, we were auditioning for 106 in Park back then. We were super young, and I mean, I can't believe how far everybody has come since back then. Yeah, it's just nuts to see that, and there's so many artists in the town who just never gave up, and me being one of them, I'm 35, right? And so people expect me to have been like hung up the towel and just, you know, do something else. But nah, bro, music is my life. Come on.
It literally saved me from the streets, bro. It saved me from so many things, and there's nothing I'd rather be doing than music.
According to that divorce court episode, it saved you from a marriage too that you didn't want.
It did. And you know what's crazy, man, is that I received a lot of backlash for that episode, and I honestly didn't know I was gonna even come out on the show until that day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. The story that most people don't know is that they gave me a compatibility test the night before the show. And I was a little wasted that night. I went to the liquor store and got a bottle, and I was stressing out just about the show in general. But they give you a stipend and stuff, and you can kind of go explore the city, but you can't see the person that you're on the show with.
Oh.
So I was by myself in LA in this hotel. Went and got a bottle, was sipping, and then they gave me a compatibility test. And basically, there's all these questions that have to do with marriage and relationships. And the last question was, what is something you want to tell your significant other before walking down the aisle? And I sat there and I stewed on that question for a long time. And then I just wrote, I'm on the fence about my sexuality. And then I was like, why did I write that? The next day, but whatever. Producer was like, hey, you don't got to talk about it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Like, it is what it is. I said, okay, no problem. Because I didn't really want to anyway. And so then we're filming the episode. And the judge, towards the end of the show, she's like, I feel like your issues have more to do with what you're going through in your personal life and not so much her.
And she's like, why don't you tell me? I heard her. She's like,
yeah,
why don't you tell me?
Tell her what you told me. Man. Mind you, I've never told her anything because I never talked to her before until now. And then I just said, you know what? Okay, this is the time. It's time to finally be free and be honest. And I said it, and it felt like a weight was lifted off of me. But then they cut filming, and I just broke down. I literally just broke down like to my knees and was like in tears because I couldn't believe I just said it out loud for the first time. They're like, Mr. Lambert, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine. I just can't believe I just said that. But then they didn't put that in the show. Right. They just got me kind of wiping a tear here and there. But man, it was a very powerful moment, life changing. And I wouldn't be here right now today if I hadn't, I think I would have probably taken my own life.
That's super. Like I said, watching it today, I've never been a part of someone's coming out or witnessed a friend of mine doing that, and it really did strike me emotionally. This is hard as hell. I don't know how this man is doing this, and dealing with your problems on national television on top of that.
It was a lot. Mainly went to that show just for exposure. Honestly, the whole point was to go on the show, have them spell my name on the screen, so people would be like, "Oh, who's that? Let me look him up." Not knowing that was going to be one of the most pivotal moments in my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, got about 3-4 minutes left on the show here. You want to send us out with some PSA or shout-outs or special message? Or
Yeah, man. Major shout-out to my team, my squad, to Just Wild, to Canitas. Major shout-out to Glam Doll. To my bro Zach Olsen, we got so much in the works. Hey. Shout out to my bro Carlos Ortiz, we got crazy stuff in the works right now. To the whole community, everybody who supports me, thank you guys so much just for the love and support. It keeps me going. I got a lot of stuff on the way. Make sure you guys go check me out online, Instagram, roulette_Delgato, YouTube, Roulette Delgato 1.
You got Facebook. One of them link tricks yet? You got a link tree yet?
I got a link tree, yep. Yeah, it's Roulette Delgato.
I'll add that link tree.
GatoGang.net.
Shout out to me.
Yeah, shout out to you too.
Shout out to you too. Shout out to Geraldine.
Hey.
Big ups, Geraldine.
Yeah, we just got a lot of stuff in the works right now. More new stuff coming. The mayor drops in November. We're going to do a big release party and stuff, so I'm looking forward to that. Hey, shout out to Across the Street, man. The show's amazing.
Appreciate
I love what you're doing, Jimbo. Thank you for always supporting, bro, and just being such a staple in the community and a pillar, man, and using your platform to put artists on because, there's a lot of talent here in Portland, man. And
isn't it crazy?
It's crazy how much talent we have.
Some people are wild quiet too. That's bro. Me. Whoa.
I feel like the most successful artist out of here was Amine, rightfully so.
And no one even heard about him. He just left.
We were just like, who the hell is that? You know what I mean? So I'd love to see one of our, well, not our own, but one of the people that we know really just make it and do something huge. Even if it's not me, I could give a damn. Somebody,
let's go.
It's coming though. I know it's coming.
It has to.
So shout out to everybody out there winning. Shout out to Anthony Rivera. Hey. Shout out to Malicious. Man, so many people I want to shout out. I can't even think right now.
I got to give a plug to Ayanna Perry, who does she's working on her all vegan menu right now. I'll show the little flyer for that. Bing, right next to Roulette right there. She does a little in-home or out of her home delivery for some vegan food. I had the vegan chili mac and cheese the other night.
That sounds fire.
Dynamite.
That sounds.
I don't even know how that's possible, but dynamite.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Man, major shout out to Soul Luna. Shout out to JLA. Shout out to Squiggle Mandela. So all my bros and sisters in the music community, let's work, man. Let's make something happen for real.
I can't thank you enough for your time, sir.
I appreciate you, brother. No problem at all, man.
If there's ever
Absolutely.
anything I can do for you in the future, you let me know. Other than that, we got some good light. You look really good in this nice sundown light. This looks
I
great.
appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here trying to do what I do.
We'll see you soon, Roulette. Cheers, friend.
All right, thank you, brother.